हेलो फ्रेंड्स, कंटिन्यूइंग विद आवर सोलर कंपनीज अपडेट फॉर द क्वार्टर। इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे प्रीमियर एनर्जी की। सो ये कंपनी अगेन लाइक द वारी एनर्जी एज वेल एज द एम वी, इट मेक्स द solar module and solar cells. In terms of, if I'll touch upon on the numbers for this quarter per se, their revenue has grown by 13%, and the EBITDA has grown by 15%, which is really way lower than what the competition is growing. Because if I look at the number of Wari as well as MB, their revenue has grown by more than 100%, and so is their EBITDA. And profit also, they are in the range of around 100%, but here the premiums profit has increased by 53%. So somewhere their revenue has not grown as much as the competition's revenue has grown. Analyst asked this question as well, that in the Q2 they said that there is some monsoon impact, there is some other impact, so Q3 should have been better, but somewhere management said that no, this is a good number, and they gave the explanation about the revenue mix changes from DCR and non-DCR. So DCR is basically domestic made cells are called DCR, and the non-DCR is basically which you import from other countries, specifically from China. So what happens is DCR generally becomes expensive because that's where the cost come around 25 cent, whereas non-DCR comes to China around 17-18 cents. So that mix impacts, because if you sell more DSR, your revenue will be higher. If you sell more non-DSR, then their revenue will be less. But irrespective of having all said and done, their EBITDA and profit growth is also lower than the competition. So that explanation somewhere does not go overall with the ecosystem or the market they're working in. So that's where their growth is lower. And currently, if we'll speak about their capacity and everything, so their capacity as we speak, they have the module capacity of 11.1 gigawatt, versus the Vari 23 gigawatt. So versus Vari, the module capacity is just half, but cell capacity they have 10.6 gigawatt versus Vari 5.4. So their cell capacity is definitely way higher than the Vari's. And one thing which they repetitively claim is their efficiency. So their cell efficiency is, they say that it is 25.2 to 25.8, which one of the analysts asked that this is something unheard of, but they said that no, they are best when it comes to R&D and innovation. And if we'll compare it with China, then definitely it is at par with China. If I'll put a comparator it with versus the Vari, which is one of the leader in the industry, the Vari's efficiency is between the 24 to 24.2. So that's where their efficiency, the premier efficiency is somewhere higher than by 1.2 percent. So which definitely gives them the in terms of cost leverage and everything thing. In terms of future growth plan, again, the management seem to be doing many things, because they have signed two acquisition. One is called Transcon, which is more into the transmission piece, and second is around the K-Solve, which is around around the inverters. So basically, like the other leaders, they are getting into the power or the energy adjacent sector, be it is transmitter, be it is what you call the inverter, and even they are getting into the BESS and all those things. In fact, one thing which the other guys are not doing, they are getting into the aluminum frame as well. So aluminum frame is basically used for making these solar modules, so that's where they're getting into it. And one interesting thing came out during the discussion, that aluminum frame, as of now, only 20-30% the aluminum frame which is consumed currently are being made in India, while rest is being imported, and mainly from China. And the main reason for that, management said that while frame can be made anybody, but ionization of the frame create is not the capacity is there in India. But management said, including the premier, other people are coming into this piece, and come 2-3 years will be self-sufficient when it comes to the aluminum frame and anything. But coming back to the point, that management is getting into other growth initiative. They are getting into transformer, your inverter, they are getting into the aluminum frame, they are getting into BESS and those things. And in fact, they have planned to get into the ingot and wafers as well, for which they are going to invest somewhere around 5,900 crore. and it will be in two parts. So they are getting into 10 gigawatts of wafers and ingots, which will be 5 gigawatt will be operationalized by December 2026, and the rest 5 gigawatts will be no no so yes for 5 gigawatt will get operationalized by December 2027, and the next 5 gigawatt will be operationalized by December 2028. But here management is taking cautious step. They are waiting for complete regulatory guidance from the government. At the same time, they are saying that they want to look at the ALM, which is approved vendors list from the government. So they are going a bit cautious on that piece. But management keep on saying that they are one of the best when it comes to the technology and implementation and those kind of things. But as we speak, their per se the revenue growth and the profit growth does not seem to be in sync with the what you call industry. If I'll put the number on the order book, so order book they said that they have order book of 13,723 crore at the quarter end. And just to put a comparator, their last trailing 12-month revenue is 7,215. So which means that their order book is almost like 2x of the current revenue. And they said that this order book of 13,000 crore, out of that 70-80% revenue will be get sort of booked in FY'20 in next 12 months itself. So from that perspective, it seems like basis the order book and everything, they again will have a modest growth, probably 15-20% kind of a number. Management has not given any growth guidance and everything, so it's a bit of a tricky to conclude anything around that. But having all said and done, we discussed three companies today. One is for sure Vari, second is MB, and third is your Premier. So if I'll put the current quarter's growth, so Vari did the best, followed by MB, and then followed by Premier. Premium is really not very great set of number when we put that way. But coming to the future growth and everything, it seems like Vari is the one who is putting all the effort, be it is inverter, your BESS, green hydrogen, ingot, wafer, and everything. While MB showed its intent to get into wafer and ingot, but they are just waiting and watching how the policy comes up. And while these guys, Premier says that they are getting into aluminium, ingot, wafer, inverter, this, but current execution seems to be a bit slow. So from that perspective, putting all three major solar companies, because other than these three companies, then the Vari renewable technology again rolls up to the Vari energy. And so that's where these are the three major companies when it comes to the solar company. I feel like Vari is leading the chart when it comes to the current growth as well as future growth initiative. Thank you.